Ooh. What do you mean? That's a letdown. Dude, that car is pretty. What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video, and today, wait, did I make my, I didn't know that. Okay, Jesus. Sometimes we gotta remember the surroundings that we're in. But anyway, today we are back once again with a new F1 car reveal, new F1 car launch. It is the Williams 2022 car. I didn't even know what Williams was. Do I even know what Williams is? Oh my goodness, guys, what is the Williams car brand? Because I know it's Mercedes, obviously. I know it's part of the Mercedes team. I feel like it's not quite though like the AMG Petronas Mercedes, because obviously the Williams team is like it's like the Alpha, what is it, Toro Rosso or Alpha Tauri for Red Bull. I guess Williams is supposed to be the same way. I'm guessing there. So please educate me in the comments below. But anyway, we're gonna take a look at the car. Really liked the Aston Martin in the debut, and still sort of hit and miss on the McLaren, to be completely honest. And the Red Bull car also looks really good. So we're gonna take a look at the Williams car. Obviously, I need to be educated on what's new in it, what's working with it, what's not. So please let me know your guys' thoughts on it down in the comments below. But yeah, let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below, and I apologize if I end the video a little bit early. My camera's gonna die. It's gonna die eventually. So yeah, but still, let's get into the video.
You're watching the Aramco 2022 F1 car reveal series. The Williams 2022 launch was initially a disappointment.
Really?
With the 2022 show
Wait,
car.
no, it hasn't fixed itself yet. I need to see the car in all its beauty. I need to see it. Ooh. What do you mean? That's a letdown. Dude, that car is pretty. I fully dig the design, to be completely honest with you.
Used for its online presentation and images.
What?
But at Silverstone,
Dude,
the real
sick.
Williams FW44 was being prepped to run ahead of hitting the track for the first time. What was representative
so
about the car at the launch itself was the livery. In fact, that's the reason the show car was used for the launch, given the marketing imperative to ensure it was shown off perfectly.
Dude,
this
looks
livery
gorgeous.
is now predominantly dark blue, with lighter blue and red detailing that reflects the corporate colours the team adopted last year. There's also a hint of the diamond shapes that Williams is very keen on. Missing from the livery is the familiar Senna S, which has been on the car in tribute to the legendary Ayrton Senna since 1995. But Williams retains links with the Senna Foundation and has a Senna exhibit in its refurbished museum, while CEO Jost Capito says it will support the Senna Foundation more, but in ways that are yet to be defined. The car itself notched up the maximum allowed 100 kilometres of shakedown running on a promotional day at Silverstone, with both Nicholas Latifi and
really
Alex
good.
Albon getting behind the wheel.
I don't get why people would have been mad at this. I think the car looks gorgeous. It looks better than the McLaren. I've soured so much on the McLaren, which originally, I think it's because my favorite color is orange. I think that's why I liked it so much, but at the same time, like after a while, the color scheme in my mind just doesn't work. Like the orange just doesn't fit. I like the
That was despite
Williams, though.
electrical problems that meant a delayed start. While Williams does appear to have been up against it to hit its target of running today, the fact it has got its car on track as planned proves it will be ready for the start of pre-season testing. So with the help of technical expert Gary Anderson and the sharp eye of illustrator Rosario Giuliana, let's take a closer look at the Williams FW44 based on the two images released so far. One of the most significant changes for Williams in 2022 represents a philosophical shift. It has long resisted aligning itself technically with a partner team and had been determined to stand on its own 2 feet. But that changes this year, as it uses the Mercedes gearbox and hydraulics in addition to its power unit supply. However, Williams has designed its own rear suspension and has not followed Aston Martin in taking the Mercedes components. Given the power unit and gearbox have been designed to work together, it was a pragmatic decision. While the Williams gearbox department still exists for possible future projects, the staff were available to be seconded to other departments during the design and build of the 2022 car. But let's turn our attention to the more visible aspects of the car.
That image
At the
looks
front,
so
the nose
sick.
is relatively straightforward, but in common with most of the designs we've seen so far, the bottom plane is not attached directly to the nose. This allows space for the airflow to pass through and ensures some clean airflow to the front of the floor. As Gary Anderson points out, Williams appears to be loading the inboard end of the front wing more than the other 2022 cars we've seen. This comes as a surprise given the importance of the airflow off the trailing edge of this part in feeding the underfloor. It's also noticeable that Williams appear to be running with the highest available wing angle in the adjustable flap for its wet running at Silverstone. The front suspension is a conventional double wishbone design actuated by a pushrod, in common with all of the 2022 cars so far, save for McLaren.
So pushrod instead of the pull rod, which is what the McLaren was actually running on. Okay. Obviously, he's going to get into the nitty-gritty of all of this, but I just want to say, I really hope Williams does well this year. Obviously, with the whole Senna thing, I think people maybe sour to that as well. But, I mean, despite that issue, I feel like, well, is George Russell still running for Williams? I was going to say, I feel like Williams could actually still put up a fight. Obviously, with taking the majority of the Mercedes, obviously, gearbox, a lot of their main components, there is still always going to be that connection with them and with the Williams racing team. But I feel like there could be so much more done by Williams
into one shroud to make them work as one aero-wise to better control the airflow coming off the front wing flaps. At the front of the side pods, Williams has what appears to be the biggest inlets we've seen. The upper impact structure, a tube that protrudes from the side of the chassis, is very clear. There's another one lower down which is integrated with the floor surface, though it appears that there is a blister in that to accommodate it. The side pods themselves abruptly sweep inwards and downwards, so they house the radiators but then are eliminated as quickly as possible with a downwash effect created off the top surface to feed airflow to the rear of the car. At the rear, what remains of the side pods also ends abruptly, with the gearbox casing effectively being the inner coat bottle surface. It's a very narrow, compact design and one aiming to maximise the airflow across the top of the diffuser. The rear suspension is a pull rod design. The lower wishbone is located at the rear wheel centreline so it shrouds the drive shaft. This is to help minimise the airflow blockage in this area. The fact the car successfully ran at Silverstone is encouraging, although Nicholas Latifi, who completed the initial laps, was understandably not leaping to any conclusions.
It's very tricky to get any kind of proper feeling for the car. It's nowhere near the limit, just to make sure everything's running, making sure the seat's comfortable, and any little adjustments. So I'm not really. So why come out and say that then? If you're not mega confident in the car, like it doesn't breathe confidence. I know obviously drivers say that because then once they finally get comfortable with the car, they can talk about it and talk about what they like, what they don't like, and be extremely and brutally honest. But at the same time, sometimes you might want to sugarcoat these types of things. I feel like that specifically, especially if your car's not getting a lot of love and your team's not getting a lot of love, like you gotta.
But he will be hoping that the new Williams FW44 is capable at least of picking up the points finishes the team achieved in 2021, and ideally more than that as it becomes a stronger force in F1's midfield. You're watching the Aramco 2022 F1 Car Reveal
F1 Car Reveal Series. Talk to me.
New York-based investment company Doralton Capital bought Williams in August 2020, and much has changed since then. It cleared the team's debts and invested in the infrastructure, updating equipment and facilities, as well as increasing the operating budget. There have also been changes to the senior personnel. With the Williams family no longer involved, former Volkswagen Motorsport boss Jost Capito joined as CEO in February 2021. He brought in Francois Xavier de Maison, better known as FX, as technical director, having worked with him on the VW Rally project. Another VW alumnus, Sven Smeets, has also come on board as racing director. They have reshuffled the team technically, attempting to build better links between the race team and the technical team at base. As part of these changes, design director Doug McKiernan left during 2021, while engineering director Adam Carter left over.
So they lost their entire director of technical sports department. So they've lost their engineer, their main designer. Well, okay, Williams is having a tough go of it, but okay. Obviously, there are some things in there maybe that I don't understand, including the stuff about the drive shaft and limiting the airflow in the back. So let me know your guys' thoughts on those down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on the car. I feel like there's a lot of potential still with Williams to be had. It's just, will they ever realize it? Will they join the likes of McLaren, the likes of Ferrari, Aston Martin? Not Red Bull, because Red Bull, yeah, maybe. The teams that are in the middle of that pack fighting for a spot for the Constructors' Championship, fighting for a nice team title. Will they get to join the middle of that pack, or will they just kind of sit back and continue to be the second Mercedes. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.